Thanks for joining me to talk about how to write an Earth cache. So over the course of 3 videos, my goal is to help you get your first Earth cache published. So that may seem daunting, but it's not so bad once you understand the process. And I'm here to break it down and show you how I've done it in the past. So before we get started, as a quick introduction, my name is John, and I've been caching for about nearly a decade. Initially, I was not a fan of Earth caches, but over time, I've gone from disliking them to seeking them out to creating them, and now helping others do the same. So I've taught a similar version of this class at the Going Caching Mega for years and decided to make it into a YouTube video for a wider audience, including those outside of the US. I'm doing this because, well, there's really no other content out there about how to write an Earth cache. So I'm here to fix that. If you find the video useful, consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel for additional Earth cache related content. Of course, if you have questions, feel free to leave those below in the comment section, or you can reach out to me. I'll leave links for you below in the notes. All right, so right now, you probably exist in the ordinary world of geocaching, which isn't a bad thing, of course. You've probably been geocaching for a while. Perhaps you like to go to events like Going Caching or Geo Woodstock, or simply go on road trips. Perhaps you enjoy working on challenges like the Jasmer or the Fizzy, or perhaps you're a veteran and you're working on that double Jasmer or double Fizzy. Perhaps you just love caching and finding a variety of different caches. It really doesn't matter, right? This is you and this is your world. But now something is driving you to create an Earth cache. Perhaps you stumble upon an area and think, man, this is the perfect spot for an Earth cache. Why isn't there one here? So this is what I call the call to adventure. But something's holding you back. It could be some sort of fear or some sort of insecurity. For myself, initially what held me back were those two questions at the top of the slide, right? What do I know about geology? I'm not a trained geologist. Now, I have no idea how many of the Earth caches were written by actual geologists. I know they're out there, but I think the overwhelming majority of the 41,000 Earth caches in existence today were written by non-geologists. In short, just because you don't know much about geology doesn't mean you can't figure this out. So I don't even know where to begin. So not knowing where to begin is fine, and I would say it's probably even normal. So just give me a chance. I can probably help since I've been in that exact spot before. Oh, there's so much work. Yes, there's some work involved, but let's reframe that. You have an opportunity to give back to the geocaching community and learn something at the same time. Now, for that last quote, I'm paraphrasing from someone that I ran into at Going Caching. Basically, she told me that it was easier to get a peer-reviewed scientific paper published than it was to get an Earth cache approved. Now, I'm not discounting her experience, but it certainly has not been mine. So for help with all those questions or roadblocks, there's a solution, and I'm happy to be part of that solution. Let's go back to my own journey. I eventually became interested in creating an Earth cache, and I reached out to an unknown geocacher. I had found an Earth cache of theirs, and at the bottom of the page, it basically said to contact him if you wanted help creating one. So I did. And he provided me with some resources and ideas, and that was really the tipping point. And it led to my first Earth cache getting published, then my second, then my third. And now it's your turn. So are you ready to take the next step? To cross that threshold and work towards that first Earth cache? Right? It's time to get excited. Will it be easy? Okay, maybe not at first. Will it take some time? Yes, maybe a little. But you might have some fun along the way, and you're probably going to learn something. I can promise you that it's a great feeling when your Earth cache gets published. Creating one might leave you wanting to create another. So, if you're ready to cross that threshold, stay tuned for part 2 in this series. Again, the goal of this video was really just to start to break down some of your barriers. I want to turn I can't ultimately into I did. In the next video, we'll start the journey really in earnest. We're going to go over things like how to generate an Earth cache idea. We're going to discuss topics and how to get permission. So I know that you may not have questions at this point, but if you do, feel free to reach out to me by leaving comments or via the geocache message board. You can also connect with me on Instagram and Facebook. All the links are going to be down below in the notes. Thanks for watching, and if you found this content helpful, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Until next time.